Jordan Love, so he goes and he throws an interception in every game except this last one. Every game this
Mm-hmm.
season, he's thrown an interception. He has missed how many games has he played this year?
He's missed two.
He's missed two. So he's got 11 interceptions, minus two games. He just went turnover free, interception free in his last game. And Jared Goff interceptions. Let me ask you this. Who's the more accurate quarterback, do you think, Jordan Love or Jared Goff?
Currently, it's Jared Goff.
Okay, currently, is there so when would it be Jordan Love? Like, was it last year? Was it this year? Just kind of curious.
I don't think so. I think their games are different. I think Jared Goff is more short route. I know where you're trying to go with this, but they're
Wait,
different
hold on. Where am I trying to go?
they're different. So they're different quarterbacks. So Jared Goff is
Okay.
more quick, drop back 2 steps, throw it out. Love, we're throwing 15, 18 yards deep. They're just different quarterbacks. They're not the same quarterback. I wouldn't
Okay.
want Jordan Love to be that. Like, I'll give you an example. When you guys played us, I know it was pouring, but Jared Goff's air yard per throw was like a yard and a half or 2 yards. They're just different quarterbacks. You guys also have different receivers. St. Brown is better catching it within 4 or 5 yards and then him doing his thing, in my opinion. We don't have those kind of receivers. We kind of do with Reed, but I think it's a different game. I think if Jordan Love was on the Lions and you guys used him, I think he can do it if that's what you're asking. But yes, stat-wise, Jared Goff is a more accurate quarterback.
Yeah, that's not where I was going. That's not
Where
where I
would,
was going. Yeah, I was just going because I was going back to your interception comment about how it was. So Jordan Love, you said he has 11. Goff has uh,
9
10. He's got
or 10?
yeah, he's got 10. He threw five in one game. He threw. I'll put in quotation marks for the podcast people. He threw five in the Texans game. And I'm looking at, okay, so that was his worst game of his career. Then you have Jordan Love that threw three in one game. And when it comes to Jared Goff, and I ask you about the accuracy because what I noticed about JG, and I can't say that I noticed this about Jordan Love because I haven't watched him enough, is Jared Goff is all about it is all about timing with him. He's not one of those kind of create a play guy. He is about be where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there. And I think that he is one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League at that. And if you take the five interceptions away, which is kind of a bogus stat because if it hits both of the hands, I think if it hits both the receiver's hands, it should go on the receiver. That's what I think. I don't care unless it's 2 feet above their head and they're stretched out with all their might. If it hits them in both their hands and bounces off, or if it's deflected, all of that comes back on the quarterback, both Jared Goff and Jordan Love. But if you take that away, if you Dan Campbell says he only gives them about one interception, maybe the one at Jamison Williams. But one thing I noticed about Jared Goff watching him, and maybe you can retort with Jordan Love is Jared Goff is if you are where you're supposed to be, and he's got all the time in the world and all that stuff, he will rip you up. And he's also pretty decent against the blitz as well. Quick release, all that other stuff. So my thing is with Jordan Love, how do you think like he is in those same, do you think he's as accurate in the pocket and stuff like that as Jared Goff?
I do, but to piggyback off what you're saying, I think pretty much all the and when I say elite, I don't want you guys to jump on me and say, "Oh, Jordan Love hasn't played enough," all that. I think every elite quarterback, given the perfect in the pocket, the time, I think makes those throws. That's the thing it's kind of funny that you brought it up. That's the thing I don't like about Jared Goff, because my thinking is if something's not perfect, is he going to be that guy? And I think with the Rams, we've seen that he's not that guy. So I like Jared Goff as a quarterback, but I also do think there's easy ways to fluster him more than there is Jordan Love. And I think that's been put on tape, more so the Rams. You guys set up the offense perfectly for Jared Goff. I give Ben Johnson a lot of credit, future Bears coach.
Stop.
But I Ryan
I'll
gets
be
mad.
so
That's why I
mad,
said
bro.
that.
I'll be so mad. I'll be tilted.
Yeah.
But as a
But,
matter of fact, I'll be tilted if
yeah, I
Aaron
think-
Glenn goes there too. Just for the record, I do not want them to have any
Oh.
part of our guys.
Aaron Glenn's going to take any job that he gets because he was passed over last year. Ben Johnson's going to pick his job. There's going to be a difference with those two. But yeah, I think Jared Goff, perfect situation. He's a very good quarterback. But I think Jordan Love would be too. Jordan Love's hard to judge for me because, like you said, I am biased, but I really do think he's one of the top quarterbacks because of what I've seen in the short time that I've seen.
Okay, top 5, top 10, top 7. What are we saying?
Top 5.
Top 5. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. See, I was with you on Lamar, but I gotta, man. You know who you sound like, man? Adam Rank. That's who you just the bias is just
don't compare me to that
through.
guy. That guy's a Bears fan. I don't.
No
like
matter
that guy.
what you do, I mean, you think I like him too? We can't stand. He picked the Bears. He was the only one on the entire panel. So he always does that. He will pick against the Lions no matter what. I don't know, man. Top 5 in a year and a half. How can you be top 5 and you have, I don't know, man, 11 interceptions? And I mean, okay, all right. Well, I can see this will go on and on and on. I appreciate the bias. I appreciate that, though, because that's what fans are supposed to be. They really are supposed to be biased.
Well, it's the perfect time to talk about this quote that Goff had today, speaking of Goff, because he had a quote today that said something along the lines, I'm paraphrasing, but everyone thought when I got here that I just suck, and that was it. And is it possible that a quarterback who is pretty good in LA has improved mightily to be a different quarterback that we've seen in Detroit for the better part of 2 or 3 years now? Like, at some point, we have to let Rams Jared Goff be a thing of the past and just let it go. Because this is the new and improved Jared Goff that we're seeing. And I just hate talking about the Rams over and over and over because that he was a younger quarterback. He was in a different system, a different head coach. And yeah, fine, things are going great around him, but that also is because of him. And he's playing very well and he's improving. He's looked so much more comfortable scrambling out of the pocket this year when he has to than he has in years past. Like, that has to be talked about because that's something where every time that happened in 2021, I was like, oh dear God. Just go down, please. Do something. Like, just throw the ball away, whatever. But now I'm just like, all right. Like, J-Mo's open right there. Go ahead and hit him. And he does. Like, I don't know. I'm just so getting tired of the Rams talk at this point because that was forever ago.